guys, welcome to the channel. Today we have this 2025 Mustang GT Premium with the bronze appearance package. And in this video we're going to do a quick little review. We're going to drive it, share my thoughts on it, and compare it versus my own personal BMW M2. If you guys are new to my channel, I did have a 2019 Mustang EcoBoost and a 2020 Mustang GT, so I am familiar with the Mustangs, and it's been a while since I've done a video on a Mustang. So let's go ahead and check it out. So this one here is finished in Oxford white. You can see we got the nice triple beam LED headlights. That does a cool little light show since this one is a premium when you walk up to it. Obviously you got the GT grille with the two fangs in the middle there. And this one has a bronze pony because again it has that bronze appearance package. It also has the hood vent. Coming down the side here we have these 19-inch bronze wheels. You can see the design there, and they're 255s all around. This one is pretty much fully loaded. It just doesn't have the performance package and the upgraded brake package, but this is the most loaded one that we have because since I'm going to be comparing it versus the M2, because believe it or not, Mustang GTs are getting close to the same price as an M2. So I mean, I can see why someone might cross shop the two, even though this is kind of a completely different car, you know, V8 American muscle versus like a German sports car. It does have the 5-liter V8 engine, turn signal on the mirror. It does have keyless access, so you just walk up to the door and open it up. You don't have to worry about pulling out a key or anything like that. They've had that since 2015, so it's been on the Mustangs for a while. This one has a spoiler delete. I would not option it with a spoiler delete. I don't know why this one has it, but it does have a spoiler delete. But you can take this panel off and put your own spoiler on there. Mustangs are very customizable. We got our tri-bar taillights there. So I'll show you guys what it looks like when you open the door here. So you can kind of see, I mean, it's kind of hard on camera because they're kind of flashing on camera, but it does have a cool little light show, sequential. This one has the quad exhaust tips, denoting that it has the active exhaust. Rear parking sensors, backup camera, all that good stuff. Capless fuel filler, which is nice. Again, when we're comparing it to an M2, the M2 still has an actual cap. It doesn't have the capless. Beauty's in the eye of the beholder. What car you think looks better? I think more people would probably agree the Mustang looks better because it looks a little bit more traditional, whereas the M2 is kind of like took a departure from like the typical BMW design language. But let's go ahead and hop inside here. So like I said, this is a GT Premium. This one has the lighter colored interior. This is a leather interior. See, we got the nice leather here. This is soft touch. On the M2, it's hard touch up top on the door panels. You got soft touch down here. You got memory seats. Both vehicles have memory seats. See the seat design there. It is a power bottom and lumbar, but it isn't power back. The M2 does have a power back. Let's go ahead and hop in here. Both vehicles have that big screen like this. I will admit, and this is not me being biased, it's just my personal opinion, I think the BMW screen looks a little nicer, a little sharper, but start it up and show you guys here. See, this one's a little laggy. Still works good, but it's, you know, like it's taking a little while. Oh, turn that down. You can see it's still loading. See, it's a little laggy and stuff. So the BMW screen I think works a little better, but this is a nice looking screen nonetheless. So let's go ahead and check out these modes here. So on the steering wheel on this side you have all your cruise control settings and also your different drive modes. So I'll show you guys all those modes here real quick. So we got normal, sport, track, drag strip, slippery, and custom. And then it will change the way the gauges look depending on what mode you put it in. So we're gonna go in normal mode for now. Oh, let me turn off that lane keeping. There we go. We'll make sure our auto start stop is off as well because GTs have that, which is weird. The BMW, you can turn it off and it stays off. This car you have to turn it off every time. This material in the middle here is pretty nice on this GT Premium with the 401A package. This is a pretty nice material right here. The BMW does have the option to get like carbon fiber and stuff. We got a decent amount of storage in there. It's a little deeper than the Beamer, but I'd say the storage space is similar. Nice big cup holders. Down here we got our push button start, our auto start stop. This is the pony button that can go into all the Mustang modes. I'll show you guys that in a moment. Traction control, hazards, we got a favorites button, and then max defroster. We still have a physical volume knob, which the M2 does, I believe, even for 2025. Let me show you guys these exhaust modes. So right now we're in normal mode. Give you guys a little bit of revs here. Hopefully it comes out on camera. Then let me show you the, I'm gonna go straight to track mode. It's a little deeper. And then I'll show you the quiet mode here. That's a big difference. Huge difference in quiet mode. So we're gonna keep that in normal for now. But there's all kinds of stuff you can adjust here. Like you can change the gauges, you can change the way they look. You can even make it like a Fox body or like an old Mustang theme. You can make it classic, right? Fox body, or even SVT Cobra, which is pretty cool as well. So I will say these screens have a little bit more customizability than the BMW does, but and then you can also like change the colors of them, which is pretty cool. So if you're a guy that likes to customize your stuff, this one has a little bit more customizability. Materials on the dash are pretty nice as well. I'd say the quality of materials are similar, although I will say that the BMW, in my personal opinion, the interior looks a little nicer on the BMW. But this is pretty decent quality. Like the M2's never been known for having like super high quality interior, and you know, Mustangs aren't really known for that either. So I'd say they're both similar. I like the BMW better. It feels a little bit more luxurious, honestly. Let's go ahead and pop the hood, check out that 5.0, and then let's take this baby for a spin. All right, I am happy to report that we finally have hood struts in a Mustang. They've had that since 2024. So we got these nice factory hood struts. We got a 5.0 V8, makes 486 horsepower since this one has the active exhaust, and 418 pound-feet of torque. This specific one is hooked up to a 10-speed automatic, but it's also available with a 6-speed manual. If you're comparing it versus the M2 has the S58 inline-6 twin turbo, makes 473 horsepower for 2025. The one I have is 453, claimed at 453, and then 406 pound-feet of torque for the one that I have, or 443 pound-feet of torque for the 2025 plus models. But if you guys are familiar with vehicles, you do your research, you know that the S58 does make more power than this engine, even though this engine's rated for more. These put down like low 400s to the wheels, 410, 420 tops, and the S58 and the BMW puts down anywhere between 450 to 500. So the S58 does make more power. Gas mileage is similar. However, in the real world, the S58 gets better gas mileage, but it is similar as far as like on paper. They both get around 15, 16 in town and around 23, 24 on the highway. All right, guys, let's see how these cars compare. It would be nice to have my M2 here right next to it to compare them both, but I've driven my M2. Obviously, I own it, so I know how it drives. And I have videos on my channel if you guys want to see how that car drives. First things first, the throttle response is nice because since it's naturally aspirated, you don't have to wait for any turbo or anything like that. Transmission is fairly smooth. However, there are some shifts where it's a little lurchy. I will say this right off the bat, transmission-wise, the ZF 8-speed in the BMW wins tremendously. The 10-speed is a good transmission under wide open throttle, but it can be a little clunky at times. And when you have 10 gears, there's just way too many gears to sift through, especially if you want to do like the paddles and stuff. But it does perform well in the Mustangs when you're wide open throttle. All right, so we're all in normal mode right now. We're gonna do a little takeoff at this stop sign here. Just kind of see how it takes off when you're just kind of going quickly but not all out. Wow, okay. Like I said, great throttle response, honestly. Didn't even have to put my foot down that much and we're still in normal mode and just took off great. Not bad at all, honestly. Sounds amazing. If you're comparing the sound, most people can agree the 5-liter V8 in the Mustang does sound better than the inline-6 in the BMW, which I agree with. However, I do love my BMW, but the 5.0 does sound better, especially stock for stock because mine has a mid-pipe. All right, let's see how the turning circle is. Okay, wow, that's very sharp. So both cars have a great turning circle. Steering wheel feel, this one does have a flat bottom. It has some pretty decent leather on it. I prefer the look and feel of the BMW steering wheel. It's a little bit thicker, the leather feels a little nicer, and then like I said, it does have that leather stitched airbag cover, which is nice. But both steering wheels feel good, nice and light steering. Well, let's go ahead and change up these drive modes. So let's go to let's try sport mode now. Okay, downshifts. It's ready to take off. It had to downshift a few gears there to get into the power though. So that's one thing about having a twin turbo like in the S58. It has torque kind of everywhere, low end, mid range, everything. This is kind of, you have to get on it a little bit. It's pretty loud, honestly. That's pretty impressive. Let's see how it handles this corner. See how the brakes are? Brakes are good. Okay, a little clunky downshift there. Brakes are good though. They do have Brembos even on regular Mustangs now. At least they're branded as Brembos. These are 4-piston front brakes. The BMW comes standard with 6-piston front brakes, which would be comparable to the performance package Mustang. It's pretty eager to take off, honestly. Like, I'm impressed. I don't remember my Mustang feeling this eager to take off. Wow. Okay. Yeah, it wants to take off. Like, it's pretty eager. Even in like the normal modes, like I'm in sport now, but even in normal mode, it was pretty eager to just take off, which I do like. Because with the BMW, when you're in normal mode, it is really soft. Like, it doesn't give you like a lot of power. You really have to step on it. Traction control is very intrusive. All right, let's take this corner. Okay. Handles okay. Doesn't handle nearly as good as the BMW because it comes standard with Pilot Sport 4S's. Well, some of them do if you win the tire lottery. And it does feel like it's a much more buttoned down sports car, but maybe the performance pack would kind of bridge that gap there. And by the way, guys, this car with the performance package and fully loaded is like the same price as an M2, so keep that in mind. So we're not talking about a car that's like, you know, $15,000 less. All right, let's turn this corner in here. Suspension feels okay. It's a little bit softer of a suspension than the M2. This one does not have Magna Ride. The M2 does have adaptive dampers. Steering feels a little vague as well. Let's step on it just a tad here. It sounds really good. I do miss that sound and that high revving. That is pretty cool. And it is fast. Like, don't get the impression that a Mustang GT is not fast. Well, I guess it depends on what your idea of fast is, but a Mustang GT is a very quick car. Like, this is still 486 claimed horsepower. Does it pull as hard as the M2? Not even close. Is it still fast? Yes. This feels similar to like a Supra, maybe a little bit faster. And I had a 10-speed GT and they feel very similar. Even this S650 doesn't really feel like it has like more power than the one I had, but all right. Okay, we got people pulling out in front of us. That's great. Oh, that's funny. It's getting really squirrely though. The BMW has a little bit better traction. See how it slid around the corner? Trans shifts really fast though. Like I said, when you're pushing it, the 10-speed's pretty good. The trans is shifting quick. Yeah, I'm pretty impressed, honestly. Like, it's still a really good buy. I don't know about it being the same price as an M2 though. I feel like that's a little bit of a stretch, but it's still a really good vehicle. I'd suggest getting more of a basic one, but if you want ventilated seats, which the M2 doesn't have, and you want like some extra features and stuff, then I guess you would have to get the premium model. And you want like the nice leather and all that. So yeah, it's still really fun. Let's see, we have some other Mustangs over here. I picked out the most loaded one. But yeah, so final thoughts. The Mustang drives really good. It sounds good. Traction is kind of bad on this one, this particular one. It doesn't have the performance package. Space is okay. The M2 feels a little bit more spacious inside. You guys might think I'm crazy for saying that because the M2 is a smaller vehicle. It's about 8 inches shorter than a Mustang. But yes, the M2 does have more space inside. Has more headroom when you get the carbon roof. The seating position is lower to the ground, and you have a little bit more legroom as well. Although this is not bad, but I have the seat all the way back in this car. In my M2, I don't have the seat all the way back, and I still have plenty of room. Rear seat is non-existent on both vehicles. I'd say the Mustang might be slightly better on the rear seat, but they're pretty much non-existent. They're two-seater cars for the most part. Both good cars. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Share your thoughts. Which one would you pick and why? Give this video a like and subscribe if you enjoyed it, and I will see you in the next one.